Good morning, everyone. It's Rich. How is everyone doing this morning? And I want to say thank you for your support and your encouragement. And thank you for watching today's Our Daily Bread. How are y'all feeling on this beautiful, cold, wintry day? Well, at least where I live. It is Wednesday, January 21st. Today's reading is from 2 Kings, chapter 4, verses 8 through 10, and verses 14 through 17. The little verse excerpt that they have here is a well-to-do woman urged Elijah to stay for a meal. Okay, divine interruptions. Up early, Sarah wrote her to-do list for the day, but she was interrupted with a request from a young, struggling family. They desperately needed a gas card from church to be delivered to them. Sarah was busy, but knew God wanted her to do this, so she agreed to drop it off at the hotel where the church was having them stay for a few weeks. She got the card and checked the address. The drive was farther than she'd anticipated, so she complained to God. It's going to take too much gas to get this to them. Sarah sensed these words in her spirit. Haven't I provided for you? She replied. Yes, God, you have. Sorry, I said that wrong. She sensed these words in her spirit. Haven't I provided for you? She replied, Yes, God, you have. Forgive my attitude. When she arrived, she found the couple, gave them the card, and held their baby. Sarah thanked God on her drive home for blessing her with this simple yet joyful opportunity. In Elijah's travels to Shunem in Israel, he found a woman who had a servant's heart toward him. She urged Elijah to stay for a meal, so he often stopped there to eat. She and her husband even built him a room for whenever he came to their town. He'd have a place to stay. God graciously chose to bless them through Elijah's prophecy of a child. Whether serving a prophet of God or a homeless family, when we're open to God's plan and defer to his to-do list, God delights to bless our hearts with joy. Here are the two questions at the end of it. What interpretation might be God's plan for you? Well, the idea I have to merch is a big thing. And I want to make stickers and sell them on eBay. But eBay has a thing in place where you could pick you could take a third of what you get for everything you sell and donate it. Well, that's what I want to do with that. And there's other things that God has put in my heart to do that, well, honestly, God has put things in my heart to do, and I haven't done them simply because it takes money, and I don't have any. But that's besides the point. How can you serve in ways that are best for others? Helping others. It's the best way you can do it. All right, let's go to the Bible. This little thing is based on 2 Kings chapter 8, verses 8, chapter 4, verses 8 through 10 and 14 through 17. Oh, goodness. 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 8. Now it happened one day that Elijah went to Shunem, where there was a notable woman, and she persuaded him to eat some food. So that it was as often as he passed by, he would turn in there to eat some food. And she said to her husband, "Look now, I know that this is a holy man of God who passes by us regularly. Please let us make up a small upper room on the wall, and let us put a bed for him there, and a table and a chair, and a lampstand. So it will be whenever he comes to us, he can turn in there." We go down to verses 14. So he said, "Then what is to be done for her?" And Gehazi answered, "Actually, she has no son, and her husband is old." So he said, "Call her." When he had called her, she stood in the doorway. Then he said, "About this time next year you shall embrace a son." And she said, "No, my lord and man of God, do not lie to your maidservant." But the woman conceived and bore a son when the appointed time had come of which Elijah had told her. The kindness that you give to others, the things that you do for other people, God returns to you. He says that there's more than one verse in the Bible where he says that to you. And in this case, it's what she wanted. You know what I mean? That's the way God works. If you pray for something in specific, which I've been told to do by a pastor, God will give it to you, but it doesn't say how or when or anything like that. In this case, I'm sure she prayed for a child, and not being able to have a child, in her kindness, God saw fit to give her what she wants most. All right? Just something to think about. Y'all have a great day, and God bless. And always remember, God loves you, and so do I. Bye.